welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Barricade. I'm Laura.
And I'm Madi.
And this is our August recap.
It is, which is wild. I can't believe August is over.
I know. I can't believe we did a recap episode for it last month, and now we're on our second recap.
I know.
Wow.
It's wild.
Oh, it's a little sophomore.
I know. I feel like we've done so much, but also I feel like I blinked. Josie has entered the conversation.
I feel like you've done so much, but also it's only August.
Yeah, I blinked and I was like, oh my God, we're here. Which I feel like I say about every month. So
really, yeah. We've actually, and we were just talking about this off camera, but I was like, yeah, I feel like we kind of took a little break this month and, you know, we slowed down a bit. And Mads was like, where?
When was
feel
like that.
When was that break?
I missed that whole section.
And then I was thinking, well, yes and no. We didn't really take a break because we were doing things. We've recorded more podcast episodes this month, I feel like, than ever before.
Yeah.
And we've done kind of less show coverage, but not like on purpose. That wasn't intentional. It was just like, one, there wasn't that many shows out here. It's summer, guys. August.
Everyone's doing festivals right now. And then the tours that we have gone to like shoot, it is currently 107 degrees in Texas.
Yeah.
So the like format of Backing the Barricade is us showing up to shows early and like kind of talking to fans in line. And then once we get in the venue, we kind of like navigate if we're able to get more interviews or not. But the bulk of it happens outside in line.
Pre-show.
No one wants to talk to you when it's 107 degrees and everyone's sweating and miserable.
Yeah, well, and with that too, it's like some venues, they're doing doors at like 5 p.m., 4 p.m.
Yeah.
And so it was just kind of like a weird time. It's summer. Yeah. It's fine. We had other things to occupy our time for the time being. And, you know, that's going to lead to some other things now.
Yeah. And we're definitely ramping back up with shows in September, which we'll talk about. Talk about? I can't talk today.
We'll Taco Bell in just a little bit.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yep. So August recap.
Oh, yeah. We had a lot of...
everyone breathe in.
Yep.
And out.
We had a lot of learning opportunities and a lot of like instances where we kind of had to think on our feet. Instances where we just straight messed up.
It was a year.
It was August was quite the year.
What a year this month has been. It was a month of growth.
Yeah.
And a month of just like, well, we won't make that mistake again. Yep. It'll be fine. Because, Madi.
The first like story is obviously we started August with Sad Summer, which if you listen to our Mayday Parade episode with Alex Garcia, we talked about that whole debacle. Yeah.
Okay. Back up a little bit. A lot of these mistakes and lessons that we have learned were not all our doing. A lot of them were things out of our control. And how do we react and bounce back from that?
Just circumstances that we were put in where you kind of had to adjust.
When Mother Nature takes, you know, a hold of life. So yes, for Sad Summer example, that was set up where we flew quite literally to New Jersey to cover a show, talk to fans, do some interviews. The universe said, no. You are going to do a interview. And we said, thank you.
We said, thank you. We'll take it.
Yes.
We will do that.
Absolutely. And so that was that. A lot of learning quickly. Okay. There's literally nothing we can do right now. Yeah. Weather says we can't have the show outside.
Yeah, if you didn't listen to the Mayday Parade episode, basically what happened was we went to New Jersey to go to the Sad Summer Fest New Jersey date. And we had a couple interviews scheduled. So we were going to do fan content, like L'Oreal said, and also interview some fans. And then it started lightning. And if you have ever attended an event outside, you know, lightning is so bad.
Lightning's a no-go.
So they ended up, to make a long story short, they were delaying doors and then they eventually just canceled it and rescheduled it for the following week, which obviously we couldn't go to because we had traveled in for it. So didn't get fan content. Didn't get to see any bands play, which was really sad.
We saw Daisy Grenade warm up.
We did. That was
warm up. Soundcheck.
Yeah, both. I feel like both work.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, can you make now a short story long?
I could. I very much could.
Yep.
We also had, obviously, we were so thankful that the interview with Alex from Mayday Parade turned out. We were supposed to interview another band that was on Sad Summer, but just with the chaos of like no one really knowing what was happening and schedules changing, it just didn't work out.
They were heading out.
Yeah,
they were like, we're going to go the next day. And we were like, totally understand. Yeah.
So, but I mean, that was a circumstance of us literally sitting in a hotel room and being like, okay, we got to be ready to go. Like, as soon as they give us a yes, like, we got to be able to get out the door.
Literally us giving no time to even be upset at the fact that it's like, we
that was L'Oreal's phone, if you heard that.
Giving us no time to be like, oh shit, we purchased flights to come here. And I mean, again, we made it work, and we are so thankful to Mayday and their crew and to Alex and for just being like the best fucking people ever that day. Really saved the day. And allowing us to do that interview and still making it feel like, okay, like, yeah, it sucks, but it's out of our control, and we worked with what we had.
Yeah.
And it was
good. I think we handled it well. And I think had we not at least gotten to do that interview, we would have been way more devastated than we were. Because obviously, like L'Oreal said, like it sucks when you're planning on going to a show. Like just the straight fact that we were excited to see the bands perform and didn't get that, like even from like a fan standpoint. But you know, you got to kind of
do what you
can with what you got.
And I think we even said in that episode, like in our outro or something, we were mad, or not even mad. We were like more bummed out that like we couldn't get like merch. I know, so dumb in like retrospect of it, because like obviously the artists want to play, and you know they travel all this way, X, Y, and Z. By the way, I did get the hat.
Did you? Did you order it?
They put the merch on sale today.
Nice.
And so I said, thank you.
Yep.
Anyway.
Love a hat.
Sorry. Yes. So that was learning curve number 1 / also that was like first weekend in August.
That was literally like August 4th?
August has been wild.
Yeah. So we obviously did that.
And then a little like, you know, life happened in between August. Did you go away?
I went to Chicago at the end of August.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, there's been so much that's happened, guys.
Yeah.
We filmed 2 episodes with an artist.
Of the same interview. We did an interview twice. And again, if you've listened to Rowan Drake's interview, we talk about the story, but this was a learning opportunity that was solely because we messed up. There's no way around that. We just messed up. It was our first remote interview. To again make a long story short, go listen to that episode if you want the full thing. But our first time recording a remote interview with a guest, had an incredible time. Got to talk to like Rowan is so fun to talk to. Felt so good. And then we went to like end the call and realized we didn't hit record because honestly, I didn't even think about it. I thought it was like you just open it and it was going.
And honestly, we just kind of started talking off the bat. And we were like, all right, we're going.
We're like, all right. Yeah, we just dove into it. So
we also thought there's a lot of wires down here.
If you could see this end of it, there's a lot. It's cleaner when we're not interviewing someone, but there's like 3 cameras. There's a laptop.
There's some cables on the ground.
There's so many cables.
And so I honestly just thought like we plug in X, Y, and Z and we're good to go.
And then it just goes.
That's not what happens.
No.
And we know that now.
Yeah.
So again, that was our big oopsie daisy moment.
But I'll tell you one thing we will never, ever forget to do again
is hit that record button.
Yep.
Never.
I went to dinner with my family after that. And as soon as I walked up to the table, my dad was like, you didn't hit record? I was like,
Tom told him?
Yeah. Tom told him. Because I texted Tom and I was like, I'm in a bad mood.
Because Tom asked me the next day when I saw him. He was like, L'Oreal, you didn't make sure she hit the record button. I said, what?
Tom is British, in case you were wondering where that accent came from.
I was like, one more time, Tom. He goes, you didn't hit the fucking record button. I said, that was not my job.
Technically, it was no one's job. We did not assign that job.
I literally did. That's what happened. We didn't assign the job. Because Hayden couldn't be on. Our podcast manager found out we could. We
can't be trusted, basically.
We are just 2 girls with a dream.
Trying our best.
Yes. And so anyway, long story short, short story long.
Yep.
We will never make that episode.
We won't make that episode again. We've already done it twice.
We will never make that. I'm like looking at the camera straight on so Hayden knows. We will never make that mistake again.
We promise.
Guarantee. So that was little learning curve number 2.
And it was also, we talked about this before, but I'm very proud of how we handle things.
Oh, yeah.
Because we don't even, when things happen, we don't really even like have time to get upset. We instantly jump into problem solving mode. So like as soon as we realized, we kind of had an oh shit moment. And then L'Oreal was like talking to the manager and being like, hey, things got messed up. Like, is there any way he could jump back on? Or like we were rescheduling the interview. Like I was seeing what our cameras captured because
we can rip audio from things.
So while that was just our mistake, I'm proud of how we handle things.
For sure.
We know that we can kind of roll with the punches and own up and correct mistakes when we need to. Roll with the punches. Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a trauma response from us or like we are just really good problem solvers. Because I think about that a lot. I'm like, it kind of, I think, helps ease my brain where I'm like, even if the worst case scenario happened, it'll be okay.
We'll figure it out.
We will. Yeah. And we will make the best of what we got and what we can swing, we'll swing. Yeah. And so it's totally fine. Also, I will say this like until the end of times where I'm like, we are literally just doing this for the first time.
Yeah.
There is really no
figuring it out.
Right or wrong way.
Yeah. Well, not hitting record was pretty wrong.
That was a wrong way. But anyway.
But overall,
it's
the
fine.
point stands. Yeah.
Did we have a third oopsie?
I don't think so. I think we just messed up twice. Well, we messed up once. What was our third?
It wasn't like a big deal, but it was like a quick think quick on our feet.
Oh, yeah.
Words are so hard. Quick.
Quick on your feet? Think quick on your feet?
Yes. Think quick on your feet moment was having to reschedule an episode.
Yeah.
Because
that we literally recorded today.
Yes. Because there was an approval sent to cover a show. Again, kind of with our job, we find out sometimes we get show approvals.
Day of.
Very short notice. We got a show approval today for a show tomorrow, tonight.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a lot of, you just got to be able to be ready.
Shot Journey.
I did, yeah. So I had the opportunity to shoot Journey and Def Leppard, which...
You're not going to say no to.
I couldn't say no to, but it was the same night as we were supposed to have an interview. And there was just no way that I could make both work. So...
Unfortunately, we are just two people
who can only be in one place at one time.
Yeah.
I haven't figured out how
we haven't figured out teleportation yet. So
when I do, we'll be unstoppable.
Exactly. But until then, this is what we had to do. So that was another thinking quick on our feet.
And it's kind of scary because it was one of the bigger artists that we've interviewed and one that we are personally fans of and we're really excited about. So
we don't want it to come out to be we can then be well, that sucks.
Yeah. And it's kind of daunting because, and we've talked about this many times of just how difficult it is to schedule interviews just with the nature of everything and so many moving parts. So luckily we were able to very easily reschedule. Their team was amazing. But that was kind of a scary,
holding our breath. And it's we found out the interview was originally scheduled for a Monday. We found out about the show on Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, later afternoon or something. So it's we had to send the email and then wait for the weekend. And we don't expect people to email us on the weekend because they're off. It's a job. And so it was a lot of holding our breath. I hope
we didn't just ruin this opportunity.
I hope they didn't log on to the Zoom meeting or the meeting because we aren't there.
Nope.
So, but again, it all worked out. It was a lot of us all right, that's a great opportunity. Everything else will fall.
We have a fourth one actually that you handled. We have a lot. Dang, we did a lot of growing in August. When I was at Journey and Def Leppard, I had no service and you and Hayden.
Oh yes.
So L'Oreal really held it down for the team.
Listen.
It was all L'Oreal. But we realized our podcast manager had texted us and said that some of the audio that we recorded did not record correctly and was basically unusable.
Yes.
luckily, it was like an intro outro that was just us two recording. So it wasn't an interview, but it was still the interview that was supposed to come out the next week. So we kind of had to switch schedules last minute.
Make an executive decision for the team.
I'm so thankful because I was so stressed out because I was getting intermittent. How do you say that word? Intermission? Nope. I was getting like every other message. Intermittent fasting. How do you say that? Intermittent, whatever. Anyway, I was not getting all of the messages. I was getting every like fourth message because I had really bad service. And then I would go like 30 minutes and I wouldn't see anything and then everything would come through. So I was like thinking that I needed to make decisions and I couldn't. L'Oreal took care of everything. It was so great.
I remember too, I was like literally driving home, I think. And I knew you were at the show or you were like going to the show. You were in the car with your family. Yep. And I like just like called Hayden and I was like, all right, dude, what's happening?
So what are we doing?
I was like, and he like laid it all out and I was like, I see. I was like, well, how like unusable? And he was like,
unusable.
It's pretty bad. And he like even like played, like he like held up his phone like to the speaker and I was like, don't even try. I was like, no. I was
We're not doing that.
And then he was like, well, do you want to try to wait for Madi to see if maybe you guys can do something tonight? I was like, let's just be so honest.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Let's be so serious right now. It's not a thing. And so, we had to kind of put on like our thinking caps of what's best for the group and overall and not thinking that, I don't know, just like think big picture of it. A lot of it's just thinking like big picture, what's going to be overall the best and represent us the best way and being professional about it. And so making hard calls and hoping that the other person won't be like, why would you do that?
And I will also just sing L'Oreal's praises because I think I can get really harsh on like not just doing everything perfectly. And when things go amiss, like it kind of stresses me out that because I just want to do everything so well. Mm-hmm. So it stresses me out when I think that we could do something better, but we kind of have to just do what we can.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's all you can do. So L'Oreal is very good about kind of giving me a little reality check every now and then.
I will always be the anchor to drag us back down.
There it is.
To bring us back
to drag us down.
That sounds so bad.
God. L'Oreal's always there to drag us down, guys.
I'll always be the reality check we need.
Yes.
Or, I mean, not even. Because, I mean, you do so much.
I think we balance each other out really well.
We honestly do. This was a month of us truly defining the yin and the yang.
Yes.
In a lot of ways. That being one, I think also just kind of talking about like the future and what things might start to look like here. Mm-hmm. Because while I might be the one to be like, this is where we're at, this is, I think, what we can do, you are the ones of like, yes, but this is what we should be striving to do. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah, you're right. Because like, I think maybe more realistic / obtainable faster.
Yeah.
And you're like, but we could.
But
and I'm like, we should be stretching always. Yeah. We should always be like reaching for the best. And I think that's what we actually just were talking about today, which is a great little segue. We love a segue.
Love a segue.
Because, hey, everyone, it's not you, it's us, but we're ending season 1.
We are.
This is going to be the last episode of our first run of Beyond the Barricade. Congrats, you've made it to the finish line.
And I am so proud of us because we have been consistent every week with this. And this is making
it... and hold on a minute.
This is making it sound so dramatic. We're taking a little month break. We'll be back for season 2 very quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Every show needs a break. Every cast, every writer's room needs to happen.
Yeah.
So yes, we're coming back. It's not the end of the podcast by any means, but shows are also picking back up. Our September, I have a calendar here, guys. You can't see it and I'm not showing it.
Yes.
But every week we have things. We're traveling a lot.
Yeah.
So we're recording this episode. It's going to come out September. So this is our first podcast episode of September. It's also going to be the only episode in September.
Yeah.
But we're not done. We're still going to be working and we're still going to shows. We're still recording episodes and we're going to be dropping season 2.
on October 1st.
Yes.
Which lines up with the Tuesday. It felt very good. And kind of like L'Oreal said, the reason behind us taking like just a little break.
Weren't they on a break? Isn't that a Friends thing?
They were on a break. You've never seen an episode of Friends. Don't try to. I'm going to out L'Oreal. That's her fun fact, is she's never seen an episode of Friends because she's a psychopath.
I have my own issues. I don't need other people's.
Yeah. But yes, the reason behind this is because, like we mentioned earlier, the summer has been really slow for shows, so we haven't had the opportunity to do as many like fan interviews, which is the backbone of Back in the Barricade.
Yeah.
And so
we started at.
We've got so many shows that we're so excited to get back to that in September, and then also recording some interviews that we're really excited about. And that'll create a little backlog for us. I don't know, but just put us in a really good position to, again, stay consistent.
It'll be a good diving board.
Yeah, ooh, that's a better word.
Yeah.
Diving board. Would be a good way to dive into October.
Dive. Didn't.
We're going to have this conversation
we
again.
really are. So yes, our first episode of season 2 will be coming out October 2nd. We already have the episode done.
Yeah.
We're really excited to announce who that's with. Are we doing that right now?
We could.
It's up to you.
Yeah. So, because let's give them a reason to come back.
Yes. You guys.
This was the interview that we had to reschedule, and we were really nervous because we were like, I'm going to be really upset if it doesn't happen.
But let me tell you how much I love this interview.
It's a good one.
Yes. It's such a good one. There were so many little memories and moments off camera that happened, and you're just going to really have to listen and watch the episode to truly understand why we love it so much.
And it's an episode with Colin of Grayscale.
So good. It was such a fun one.
Yeah.
And
Grayscale is a band that we're both fans of. So that was big for us.
Big fan of Grayscale, big fan of Colin. And we asked we had such a good conversation. It's also probably going to be our longest podcast episode just because we covered so much.
We had so much to talk about.
We really did.
Colin was so great. He had so many good points and so many good things to say, and
we could just talk
perspectives to add to the conversation. Yeah.
And so we're very excited that that episode will be coming out October 2nd. Why did I circle? Nope, October 1st.
Yes, October 1st.
Hey, all of that we just said.
I said October 1st.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe.
October 1st.
October 1st, the episode is coming out. We're super excited for you guys to listen to it, to watch it, to be a part of it, and just all of the announcements that are going to be happening before that episode. We're really excited. We got the inside scoop right now.
We do.
That you guys have no idea about.
It's good. Yep.
And I love it.
Yep.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, there's so many good things coming. That's going to be a great way to launch into October, launch into season 2 of Beyond the Barricade.
2. Also, I just want to tease a little bit because I know we have the podcast and that's what you guys are listening right now on our Instagram and on our website, what we're going to be posting. We got a lot of shit coming, guys.
We've kind of restructured a little bit as far as how we're tackling
everything.
Yeah, everything.
We have a new website.
Yeah, we do. We do, finally.
Yes. So we have a new website that's up. I'm sorry, I just cut you off.
No, do it.
We have so much shit happening, and I know that this is our recap episode, and so there's not whatever. This is our time to get on our soapbox a little bit.
We're just chatting.
We are just chatting. We have our new website, and kind of like what Madi was saying, how we're going to be restructuring and rolling things out. We now have homes for things, which is so important. So on our website, we have, literally all of the artists and bands we've covered. You can now select certain people that you want to see. All of our 21 Pilots content in a cute little 21 Pilots room.
You can see all of it.
All of it. I don't even know who else. Everyone we've covered. Yeah. They're going to have their own spot. It'll be so organized and clean. And that's perfect because in September, guess what we're doing? We have a whole 21 Pilots weekend. Again, we're covering 21 Pilots. We're doing a Riot Fest roundup on a Friday. We are going to...
We've got Weezer and Sum 41 at the end of the month. Nova Amor is going to be so good.
We have something cool happening with Nova Amor. If you guys are going to be free in September at the Granada. September 11th. Yep. Nova Amor will be at the Granada Theater, and so will we. So this episode will be out now. You guys should go to that show.
We're also going to do...
there's so much stuff.
Yeah, we're going to do...
something every week.
I think on our Instagram and stuff, we're going to post about the shows that we're going to be at ahead of time so that people know, because that's been a thing.
It's moving.
Yeah. People have asked what shows we're going to and they don't realize until after. So
yeah. And also there'll be a little spot where you guys can let us know what shows to be at. So we have those on our radar. And so, yeah, we have a lot of stuff happening. That also leads us into another announcement as far as podcast goes. Starting in season 2, instead of every week, we will be rolling out episodes bi-weekly.
Yeah.
And
so every other week.
Every other week. And that's for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because we're slowing down. It's because we have an amazing team. We have Hayden.
We have Hayden. Hayden's great.
But with all of our content and with everything that we pull from each episode, we want to give everyone like the time and the space to see it. Mm-hmm. And so as of right now, things might change. There's no right way to do it by any means. We're going to give ourselves like an extra week to show you guys essentially all the stuff that we have. Because we have videos, we have reels, and all of, sound bites that we want to share.
And really spotlight the artists and the people in the industry that we're getting to interview and just kind of give them their time in the spotlight on our pages.
Yeah. Give them their moment that they deserve.
Yeah.
Because there's so many good ones.
Yeah. And I think we very intentionally want quality over quantity.
For sure.
And it's a lot more, I just think we're going to be able to manage it and produce better content when we are doing bi-weekly instead of weekly.
Yep. So it's a lot. And that was a lot of information thrown at you guys at once in one little recap episode. But we're very excited.
Yeah. We'll be bopping around in September.
Bopping around.
Yeah. You'll see us at shows. Come say hi. And then I guess we'll see you guys back in October.
Yeah.
Oh, for season 2.
For season 2. And it's going to be a lot of cool things because I feel like we're also going to have a lot of stuff happening in between.
Yeah.
And that you can only find out now about on our social media.
Yeah.
So
follow us, subscribe to the newsletter.
Yes, follow us on all social medias, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Not LinkedIn.
What's the other one? Instagram and
YouTube.
All of those.
All the things.
We have social media for. Make sure you follow us. That's where we'll be posting where we're at on our stories, on our website, newsletter.
Yeah. And
make sure you comment and subscribe, like the episode. Rate it. That's the word I was looking for.
There you go. Yep. And we'll see you guys in October for season 2.
My eye itches so bad. Sorry. I was like looking at you and it was dying.
Yep.
That's all we got.
That's all we got.
So sorry, everyone. Thank you so much for following along and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.